like Verstappen, but I'm going to criticize him here and that he's being childish in this way. It was clear that eventually Norris will pass him. If I were
Yeah.
him, I would have let Norris pass me, or I would have done my best not to have a collision and just let him
Yeah.
pass me. And then if he had passed me, I would have Verstappen would have come third
Yes, I
or
agree with
fourth.
you.
Yeah, because
Verstappen
then he came
is
sixth. He
yeah,
came sixth. He lost too many points to Norris. So I think
Norris
for I'm
exactly.
not saying that Verstappen's aggressive or he's a bad person, but for his own good, sometimes he needs to choose his battles.
Yes, I agree with you. But you know the kind of temperament that Verstappen has
Oh
is a
yeah,
kind
he's
of
passionate.
I know go Grio kind
I
of
know go
F1
Grio.
driver. So
And here's the problem.
it was like
Follow
a
me. Sorry to
vendetta
interrupt you.
against Norris.
Not only that, I don't want to interrupt you, but because of that attitude, that's why he's a champion. So you can't take that part out of him. If you say, "Oh,
Yeah,
learn how to be patient and stuff," then he'll never be a champion.
it's part
I
of his
don't. Yeah, and
competition as a
I think
driver.
he has a visitor in Norris because if we remember going back some weeks, I think it was the Jets Grand Prix at the start of the race, Norris pushed him into the grass, and he said, "You pushed me," and Norris said, "I didn't." He said, "You must need glasses." Remember that
Yeah, sure, sure,
because
sure.
if you notice, Verstappen let Sainz pass him without that same rubbish. Also, he lets Leclerc pass. So in other words, Verstappen races Norris hard. I think there's a vendetta between the two of them. And personally, I think they need to stop flying on the same airplane home. They can no longer say they are friends. They are competitors.
Yeah, I
There's no
well,
need to pretend anymore. There's no need to pretend anymore. They are not friends.
they are not
No.
friends. Absolutely, I agree with you. But I feel FIA too should make adjustments to their rule. If you look at what happened in US, I think that one was within the legal boundaries of the
Yeah, that was
FIA.
to me. It wasn't egregious. That the U.S. It was. First of all, Norris went too wide. The only question was that also Verstappen went wide, but that's separate from Norris's penalty. But it seems like they're trying to win this thing for Norris. First of all, they tell them don't let Piastri win races, that you need to put team orders. Now they're saying Verstappen is the most dangerous guy in Formula One. Last time I checked, the most dangerous guy in Formula One was Magnussen. Continue.
Yeah, sure, sure. So
Yeah.
you see, when there are first lap leniency in FIA rules, people can
Yeah.
take this as an advantage or a loophole. So I feel FIA should consider tightening overtaking rules and reclarifying the space drivers must leave because there are very subtle nuances between what can be taken advantage of and what is legally within the limits, as you would
Yeah,
see
because
in
so
US and this one.
Verstappen's good at gray areas. Yeah.
Exactly at gray areas because it was in within fine margins in US, but this time around the second penalty was unacceptable.
Go back to Verstappen's personality. We all know that when things are going well for Verstappen, he's very mature. He's been very mature the past 5 or 6 races with a slow car, giving his mechanics and engineers feedback, driving. He had beautiful defense against Norris, and to me, he didn't do anything wrong against Norris in the U.S. Grand Prix. That's bullocks. Anybody who says so, but the thing about Verstappen is that when things go horribly wrong with him, he loses his temper and he doesn't think. It starts off at the beginning of free practices when he had to change his engine. That begins to frustrate him. Then at the
Yeah,
beginning of the race, he was complaining that there was a problem with his cooling system in his car, and he was getting angry. And I noticed he was also driving aggressive towards Sainz. I think Verstappen was frustrated because he realized that the Red Bull car had no pace. Because if you remember, he outstarted Piastri. No, he outstarted Sainz,
yeah,
but Sainz passed him again. And I
yeah.
think he started to get bored. He's like, "What car did you guys give me?" And I think he got emotional because he's doing a lot of work and the car is rubbish. And
Yes,
I
that's
think
just the
if it
word,
was,
emotional.
and I think what he should have done is like, let's. I'm close to winning a world championship. Let me not do anything stupid now. Then we can address the problems with the car after the race or tomorrow. I think he needs to be careful because the championship is his to lose, and you just want to stay calm. We know that the Mercedes car is, no, the Red Bull car is not good, but the thing
Yeah.
is that getting angry and driving recklessly and losing points is not going to make it better. It's just going to make it more frustrating.
Especially at this time of the season, you can ill afford losing points at this critical
Yeah.
stage of the season. And he needs to, frankly speaking, I think he needs to work on his temperament. When I was doing research for this, I actually saw one video where he got so annoyed, he got out of his racing car and he was kicking the tires, and I felt, he's a winner, but sometimes there has to be a
No,
limit
yeah. I
to,
hate to say it. I'm a Verstappen fan, but he's a brat. like a small baby when they don't have their way.
Yes, yes, I
Yeah, he's
agree.
a brat, and I'm saying that with much love. I love Verstappen very much. I love his warrior attitude, but that's one thing he needs to work on.